Yo, yo, welcome back.
Early this morning, morning. Oh,
Yo, good morning, good morning, good morning. Freedom marchers, freedom lovers, freedom family, freedom fighters, Snapzilla gorillas in the building. It is October 6th, 2025, and we're going to get into this morning paper, y'all. Thank you to everyone who came through when I thanked everyone for my 10,000 subscriber live stream. Salute to the Queen Sister Shawa. Salute to you, beautiful. Been a minute since I seen you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for sliding through. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for coming through this morning. We're going to get into this because this is a hot ass mess, y'all. Mr. No New Wars is preparing for us to have a new war against Iran. Make no mistake about it, you guys. And not just Iran, but Venezuela as well. I don't think they wanted to go to a full-scale war in Iran. I think in Venezuela. I think they're trying to intimidate the Venezuelan president so that he can submit and give up his country, right? Give up the sovereignty of of the nation of Venezuela. That's what I think is going on there. And so they're using intimidation tactics. They might even escalate a little bit, but they think that Venezuela is just going to fold at some point. But in regards to Iran, well, guys, it's just not looking good, guys. I don't know if you remember last week, I mentioned, right? Because it's very important. Because why is this important? Well, to wage these wars, to engage in these actions, in these conflicts, they have to, number one, they have to get funding for these things. They have to get funding. And at the end of the day, every time our government does anything, they write a brief, they have these meetings, these hearings. Every time they do something, every time they go to the toilet in a government building and take a shit, it costs us money. Believe that to retrieve that. Because we have to pay the sewage bill. We got to pay the water bill. We got to pay the electric bill. We got to keep the lights on for the government, right? The overhead alone costs us a lot of money. All these bases we have all around the world, right? These strategic locations that we have set ourselves up in, it costs us money. It doesn't just cost us money. It costs the nations that we have these bases in, it costs them money. And it costs them danger to their own countries as well. Like Qatar. We put other nations at risk when we go around trying to intimidate enemy nations. So what our government does is it has wide-ranging ripple effects that affect the entire world. And it makes the enemy of the United States to every other country that, of course, that we have these adverse relationships with, like North Korea, Russia, Iran, China, right? We do a lot of business with China. Sure, we do a lot of business with China, but make no mistake, China is not our friend. But right now, we have a convenient relationship with China that has to do with MAD, right? It's a MAD relationship. If you guys know what MAD is, then you know what I'm talking about. Mutually assured destruction. Mutually assured destruction. Right now, we have, it's kind of weird how our government operates around the world, right? But they do it in our name. They do it in the name of the United States citizens, right? Because we're United States citizens at the end of the day. So every action they take, every action our government takes reflects on the people Do you know why? Good morning, A Money. Salute to Tiny D in the building. Salute to Black Spring with Autumn and Sheila D. What's very weird, Sheila D? Dan said, hey, it's my favorite Antifa channel. This is not an Antifa channel. This is not an Antifa channel. Anyway, our government acts on our behalf. Why? Well, because this is supposed to be a government for the people, by the people, and of the people, right? That's what that's what this government is supposed to be. The government of this United States corporation, right? It's a corporation. Our government is a little bit more than weird. Salute to Black Spring with Autumn for dropping the link to my book in the super chat. In the chat, you guys go check out my book. You guys go pick it up. You can buy it. I think it's $15 on Amazon, the hard copy, or you can get the ebook. And if you have Kindle, hell, you can get the book for free on Kindle. Yes, wicked, evil. So salute to Realize in the building out there sniping. The bottom line is our government, every time they do something, every maneuver, every machination, these are things that we approve of and we back by giving our consent and continuing to pay taxes, continuing to go out and vote, continuing to participate in this system. We are giving them the ability and capability to do the things they're doing. So I told you guys last week how Donald Trump said that you will not attack Qatar. Qatar is a U.S. ally, right? And we do know that Israel launched a strike against Qatar under the auspices of attacking Hamas leaders, right? Then they apologized for it. Remember that? And we thought, hey, they could be talking to Israel. We could be sending Israel message. Don't fuck with Qatar, right? Well, Israel, well, they apologized to Qatar because they probably got spanked for real. They probably got spanked for real behind the scenes. Benjamin Nosferatu probably got spanked for that, for real. Salute to Conspiracy Queen. Salute to you, Queen. Good morning, Free Black Spring Wingnut. If you're here, good morning, y'all. Yes, Wingnut is Anarchy Television. What is my book about? It is a fictional novel. It's fictional. It's about a father who, during a crisis, during basically a shit hit the fan situation, has to get back to his family 3,000 miles away. So it talks about his journey going from Florida all the way to California. Now, obviously, I'm not covering all that in one book, but you know, it's going to be a saga. So I'm already working on the sequel. The sequel is almost done. So Hell Go Home says, always the victim, aren't we? What the fuck are you talking about? Ain't nobody talking about being nobody's victim. What in the fuck is you talking about? Benjamin Nosferatu, absolutely. The Great Controversy is a great book. Yes, Jinxie Poo. Salute to Jinxie Poo in the building. Thank you for asking about the book. It's a great story. And during the father's journey, during the man's journey, he stumbles across. It's very good. It's a very good story. Great reviews on Amazon. You guys can go check that out yourself. And yeah, I'm trying to push the book. I'm trying to get it out there. I published it in 2018, so I really haven't been promoting it all that well. So anyway, Qatar, right? Donald Trump basically said if you attack Qatar, it's going to be like you're attacking the United States itself. Now, many of people might have thought that he was basically talking about Israel, and I maybe thought that as well. But I don't know if you guys recall when the United States attacked Iran with those bunker busters on the behalf of Israel at Israel's behest and at Israel's bidding. Well, Iran launched a retaliatory strike at a U.S. military base, the largest in the Middle East, in Qatar. The largest military installation of the United States in the Middle East is in Qatar. And the name of that base is Al something, Al Edad or something like that. But yes, there are rumblings that there may be another strike against Iran. So I work for Israel. Why would I work for Israel? The Greater Israel Project, yes, the Greater Israel Project involves conquering the entire Middle East, taking it over, colonializing the entire Middle East, and liberating African people. Why the fuck would we want Israel to go to Africa to liberate anybody? You mean to commit further genocide against the African people? Get the fuck out of here with that. The Troll Soul Taker says, thank you for your service. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. It is the Greater Israel Project is for them to take over the entire Middle East and many parts of Africa. Sister Shawa says, yes, they tried to lie and say Iran didn't strike back. Oh, they did. And listen, let me help y'all understand something. Iran started to launch strikes against Israel as well. Obviously, that's what they told us about. They didn't tell us about Qatar. But they did hit Qatar as well, a military installation in Qatar. And they were fucking Israel up. Yeah. Iran was taking it to Israel. Real spill. And that's why we launched those bunker busters, because Iran was beating the shit out of fucking Israel. Right? Israel was getting it taken to them. They got a little bit more than they bargained for. Shawa says APTTMH. I'm lying to people. Tell me the truth then. Jim H says he loves big women. More power to you. What am I lying about? Don't block or delete VLF Mac. I want him to tell me what I'm lying about. All right, so listen. Now, Trump has sent U.S. warplanes, right, to Qatar, to the same base that Iran struck, right? And now Iran is talking about shutting down the Hormuz Strait. The Hormuz Strait is essentially a body of water, right? It's a strait, like the Bering Strait. It's the Hormuz Strait. And they're talking about shutting it down, which will fuck up getting oil in and out, right? That's one pathway they use to get oil out of the Middle East and distribute it around the world. They're talking about shutting down the Hormuz Strait, which could disrupt oil production, right? And create problems. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but the price of gas is going up. Yeah, it could lead to a global oil crisis. So if they shut down the Hormuz Strait, it will create a lot of problems. Salute to Ralph Gavin. Sancho Villa, salute to you. 10 Kings coming into power. Absolutely. You think Hamas is lying about agreeing to the peace deal? Why would I think Hamas would be lying? No, I don't think Hamas is lying. I think Benjamin Netanyahu agreed to the latest deal and then went back to his people and almost immediately said, "No, we ain't foxing with that because we're not going to recognize Palestine as a state." So there's the problem, right? Because if they recognize Palestine as a state, then they have to get the fuck up out of Gaza and give them their land back. They don't want to do that. Someone says oil is not going to be so important in the future. No, that's not true, because they have to find, if they're going to go with renewable energy, they have to have enough renewable energy to replace the energy that oil provides on top of the other things they use oil for. Les Grossman says, how about them Chinese troops that marched in Mexico's parade? I didn't know anything about that, Les Grossman. Salute to you for, I got to look into that. So, just so you know, so we are ramping up military tensions in the Middle East, and we have sent U.S. KC-135s, straddle tankers, right? Refueling planes and all kind of shit. Yes. Refueling craft to Ludeid Air Base. It's the largest military installation in the Middle East. Listen, they are mobilizing. They are mobilizing. They are preparing for something, right? We are preparing for something. Satellite imagery also showed USS Nimitz docked at Dubai's Jebel Ali port as of September. So they have sent USS Nimitz, right? It is a warship that is docked in Dubai. So they are ramping up military presence. They are mobilizing. These are the things they're doing, right? Now, this information is coming from the Hindustan Times. You guys can go check it out for yourself. I'll drop a link to it. But so there are rumblings that there will be another round of conflict with Iran. Shawa says, America forever trying to take others' oil. We have our own. Yeah, I know. But they want everything. See, these people aren't satisfied with the resources they have in the land that they exist on. They have to go around imperializing and conquering and doing all this and having control of everything. This is their way. This is how they operate. This is my problem with government, because it'll never be enough. You have these elite class motherfuckers that are using our money. I mean, we're talking about the elite class. And when I say elite class, I'm not talking about government officials. I'm talking about the groups of people that control them, right? They lobby, right? These corporations and special interest groups lobby to have their way with our government. See, our government representatives don't represent us. They represent big oil. They represent the military industrial complex. And when I say the military industrial complex, I'm not talking about the Department of Defense. I'm talking about the defense contractors that supply the equipment and the weapons. And that in the ammunition and the ordnance, right, to our military. It's big business. Not only do they provide that to our military, we have to pay them with our money for that. They also sell it to other countries. They sell weapons to other countries. So this is what they do. This is what they do, y'all. It's big business. The military industrial complex, that's why we call it a complex, is more than just the U.S. military. The military complex involves the defense contractors, private defense contractors that build all the weapons, the nuclear weapons, whatever weapon you can think of, ballistic weapons. Yes. It's big business, y'all. They have to give the appearance that the fiat currency that we now operate with, that we now use in commerce, that is strong. And the only way they can do that is through intimidation, because they don't have the gold. They don't have the gold. It's not backed by anything but intimidation. Intimidation, the petrodollar, which is at risk right now because of the BRICS bullshit, right? They won't stop using it, right? Exactly. Well, this is why they made Tesla, Nikola Tesla, look like a nut basket, right? When he came up with a way, he found a way to have endless energy for every household and all that good shit, and they made him look like a nut basket, and they shut that shit down hot quick. Salute to Sunshine. Who's Black? Black says, getting real tired of educated fools. Since you're tired, Black Rise comments, I'm gonna get your ass on out of here. Why go somewhere you're tired? What? If you tired, go to sleep, motherfucker, and get the fuck out of my chat. Listen. I'm not about to kiss your ass for a view. No, you go on somewhere. Black can't answer the question, Sunshine, because he's tired. So if you're tired, I'm going to get your monkey ass out of here. Point blank and period. Salute to the beautiful Marcy T in the building. Yes, hit the like button. What's up with that, y'all? All you got to do is double tap the screen. Amber P says it's strategy. Use everyone else's supplies before your own and weaken other countries. Yes. Yes. And listen, the bottom line is eventually we will have a full-scale war, more than likely with Iran, and it's not going to be a proxy war, right? We think we can just run up and through Iran like we did with Iraq. It's not going to be the case. Iran was giving Israel the business, and that's why we got involved and dropped those bunker busters. Like, look, that was a message. Like, look here now. But Israel had to agree to leave Iran the fuck alone. That's what happened. That's why they stopped. But see, they're mobilizing all this shit over in the Middle East. Yeah. So Iran has repeatedly threatened to close the strait, the Hormuz Strait. You know, it staged its first major naval exercise in August. And the 2-day drill covered the Strait of Hormuz, the Gulf of Oman, and the Indian Ocean. For a reason. These are strategic locations, y'all. These are strategic locations. Iran ain't playing, y'all. They're not intimidated. Do they want to have a full-scale war with the United States? No, they don't. But Israel's giving the impression that Iran, they're such a hater of the Jew. Oh, they're so anti-Jew. They want to destroy all Jews. No. Conspiracy Queen says, which sounds like they'll be back on Yemen again. Absolutely. I mean, they haven't stopped being back on Yemen. You know what? Let me add you as a moderator. Conspiracy Queen, you've been rocking. Captain Obvious says, I've been in the Strait and the Gulf. Iran's Navy ain't shit. Okay, keep telling yourself that. When has Iran used this Navy for anything? It ain't shit. Okay. Daniel Negron says, and who said that Iran's Navy is shit? Who said that Iran's Navy is the best Navy on earth? No one has said that. What does that have to do with anything? What was the point of saying that? Are you trying to give the impression that we'll just steamroll over Iran? Well, guess what? Afghanistan's Navy wasn't shit. They ain't got a fucking Navy. Afghanistan's military wasn't shit. They had what? Goat herders? and guess what? After 20 fucking years, we wasn't able to do shit with Afghanistan that we wanted to do. So what's the point? When people don't want to be fucked with, sometimes they don't need superior military firepower. That should tell you something. That should tell you something. That should tell you people who believe that if we had a tyrannical government, well, we don't have F-16s. We ain't got this and that. We ain't got no... So the fuck what? If you were determined to be free, no manner of weapon can be formed against you that will prosper, right? No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Yeah. I don't give a fuck how strong you believe Iran's Navy is. If you think Iran is just going to roll over, if you think Venezuela is just going to roll over, you got another thing coming. There's a reason they could not do shit against Hugo Chavez. There's a reason they haven't been able to get Maduro out of Venezuela as a president after so many years of trying. If you think that simply because you have the more high-tech weaponry, oh, I got more ordnance than you. So the fuck what? They couldn't do shit to Afghanistan. They tried. They tried. Right? Didn't King George's army back in the 1700s, didn't they have superior military might to the colonies here in the United States? But guess what? We have militiamen. They have militiamen right here that use guerrilla tactics that they learned from the Native Americans. Yes. And they were able to perform their Revolutionary War and get free of King George. When will the war begin? Before the end of the year, I believe. The war has already started. We're just in armistice right now. Iran and Israel is in armistice right now. Quoting a good book, well, you know, hey, sometimes, you know, facts are facts. Truth is truth, no matter where it comes from. Yeah, the mountainous terrain. Listen, just because you have superior military might and firepower doesn't mean you're going to win. Look at it. Look at Vietnam. Vietnam was a hot ass mess. Iran has Russia and yes, and China as well. Now they're trying to say that China, there's a rumor going around that China sent some jets sent military fighter jets to Iran, but I haven't been able to confirm that. Right? It's just what they're saying. But what they did say was that there were some secretive flights from Japan or from China to Iran, but it doesn't specify what they flew over there. So, you know, I don't know what China did. I don't know what China sent. But I do know that China does not have the habit of sending all their military equipment to all these different nations. They simply don't do it. They simply do not. Kufu on the right. I don't know how to. It's too much. He said he toppled the Taliban and installed whatever government we wanted in Afghanistan. Yeah, but now who has control of Afghanistan now? The brain says rules of engagement is what hinder operations in Afghanistan for U.S. forces. If that's what you believe, the rules of engagement. Yeah, okay, it was the rules of engagement. Sure. That's why we weren't able to do what we wanted in Afghanistan, because of rules of engagement. In an all-out total war, no one can stand up. That's not true. The point of securing your liberty and freedom, the point of securing liberty and freedom is to try, regardless of what odds are against you. If you want true freedom and liberty, you want to be free of tyrannical reign, well then no manner of firepower formed against you will stop you, even if you don't succeed. The point is not to fight back because you know you're going to win. The point is to fight back because you are tired of being in chains. You just got to realize that you are in chains. Because at some point, our government is going to drag us into some shit. The way that they are acting on our behalf, well, it's going to come back to bite us in the ass. Because there's no reason Bill Gates should have the largest amount of land ownership, farmland. He should not be owning the most farmland in the country. And China should not be a close second or third. They are selling our country to these oligarchs and these other nations from right up under us. And we think that we can fix it. Oh, by voting. Let's vote. Yeah, let's vote every 2 to 6 years, 2 to 4 to 6 years. Let's do that. That'll get us out of this pickle. Yeah, we'll wait every 2 or 4 to 6 years and hope that we get the right motherfucker in place, or hope that we pass the right measure to make things better for us. No, that's not how this is going to work. It doesn't work like that. They're going to drag us into war after war after war until they achieve what they want. And what they want is to control every resource in the world. They want this economic world order. The new world order they're calling the economic world order. They want a one world government. They want a one world government, and the elite class members, the ones that don't even belong to a government, they're going to be the ones to control everything. But they don't belong to a government. They don't work for the government. The governments work for them. The world government works for these World Economic Forum individuals, right? That's who they work for. Tay Sanders says, just subscribe. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Shawa says, selling something that doesn't belong to them in the first place. Absolutely. It is what it is. See, there's so much federal land. Federal land. Really, it's our land. When you call it federal land, it's our land, because guess what? The federal government exists because we work and they extract our wealth from us. And they do all these deals. They will and deal with our money, make it grow for them, and we don't see any benefit from it. Right? Let's say we have all these oil reserves. We have enough oil to sell to other countries, right? That's what they said during the first Trump administration. Did we get money for that? Did they send us a check and say, congratulations, we sold this much oil at this price per barrel, and this is your cut? No. Who do you think that money goes to? It goes to the big oil corporations. And then the big oil corporations turn around and they give these donations back to the crooked politicians in the form of lobbying, which is somehow legal. It's legal bribery is what lobbying is. But and we actually believe that these so-called representatives are going to do shit for us. Ty Tadazium says, you mentioned they're in chains. We are all in chains. And if we don't stick together, it's going to get worse. Absolutely. I appreciate, yes. This is real talk. Sunshine says she's going back into frogman mode. No doubt. No doubt, Queen. World Health Organization, WEF, all these motherfuckers. Paula Spencer, salute to you, Queen. Salute to the people. Yes, we the people, exactly. But see, to a lot of people, a lot of patriots that say that shit, they don't really mean it, because guess what? They put law and order first. They put law and order before your individual freedoms, your individual identity, your individual sovereignty. They don't give a fuck about that. They put law and order first. These are law and order first motherfuckers. The Brandon Tatums, the other motherfuckers that, listen, they put law and order first. They put government first. How do you do that if you're a patriot? Patriotism is not about standing up for your government. It's about standing up for the people that all are within your nation. A nation of people. No, they don't care about a nation of people. They care about a nation of laws. You ever hear them talk about that? We're a nation of laws. Well, who creates these laws? Do you have a say in what laws get created and what laws get passed in the House and in the Senate? No. Anarchy would be selfish destruction. How would anarchy be selfish destruction? What are we talking about? No, y'all don't even know what anarchy is. Y'all have zero idea. It's freedom here in America. Yes. They put law and order before the people. They put the government first. Government rule. Right? They don't care about you. All these motherfuckers that sit up here and they shield and they shield for the government, they shield for Israel. Yes, true freedom is true anarchy. Bottom line to it. Brandon Tatum, ABL, Nick fool ass, Nick, and all these motherfuckers. Hell, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens. Name your favorite right-wing commentator. Your favorite, because they don't really believe in patriotism and freedom. They believe in law and order. There's no such thing as believing in law and order and believing in freedom and goddamn patriotism. You want to look at a patriot? The Viet Cong were patriots. Those Gerherders in Afghanistan were patriots. Michael Malice, all of them. Name one. I can guarantee you they are shields for the government. They are shields for Israel. They are shields for Zionism. Paula Spencer said, what's up with Israel and us shielding them? I know they're supposed to be chosen people, but are they? No, they're not. No. What is chosen people? You think, all right, think about it. God created man in his image. Right? God created man in his image. But he also gave men free will. Okay? So if God created man in his image and he gave man free will, and also, if those things are the case, God is a benevolent creator, right? But he's also a merciless punisher of evil. So the chosen people are just the people that choose not to commit evil to other people. Why would God pick out one people group and say those are the chosen people? No. The chosen ones are the ones that live righteously as they can, and they don't go around committing evil to other people and lying and, using the word of God to commit atrocities. But like I said, what we're doing, all this ramping up a military presence in the Middle East, telling people that if you attack Qatar, that's your ass. Is Iran threatening to close the Hormuz Strait if they keep fucking with them? Listen. There will likely be a full-on war against Iran by the end of the year. I told you guys last year, when they started blaming Iran for, supplying the Houthi rebels and, in Yemen and supplying all these other, these rebel groups around Israel and Palestine with weapons that they were going to eventually attack Iran, and they did do that. They're going to do something again to attack Iran. Marcy says, you have these dumbbells that come in here and say we need to study more, have no clue how much we study. They have no clue at all. These are the people that believe the people like Ben Shapiro and them, these alleged so-called patriots that really don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They are not patriots. They are not freedom lovers. They don't like freedom. They tell you to obey your government. They tell you to go out and vote. Anybody that tells you to vote, they don't listen. I know that we believe the vote is powerful. It is powerful. Yeah. It's powerful for them. Because as long as we continue to vote, this is what we're voting for. We're voting for war with Iran. When you guys voted for Donald Trump, you voted for this. You voted for this guy to start a war with Iran. That's what you did because you voted for him. You voted for him, so that means that any action he takes that action because you put him there. If you believe that you put Donald Trump where he's at, then guess what? You voted for him to attack Iran. You voted for him to blow up tiny little boats that he said has drugs in it in the Caribbean. You voted for this. This is what you're voting for. You're voting for people to take actions on your behalf. But when you put them in place, you have no control over what they do at all. They make decisions on your behalf. That's why they're called your representatives. Once you give them that power, once you continue to consent, once you continue to submit with that ballot, guess what you're doing? You're giving them the go-ahead to act on your behalf no matter what they do. Exactly, Queen Shaba. Opt out. Yes. Opt out of government participation, and you will truly know what giving your consent is. Salute to Ty Boop in the salute to Boop Kovac. I appreciate that dollar super chat, man. Every donation y'all give goes towards me improving my channel. It's going to go towards my channel, just bringing you guys better quality stuff, right? Because I really do appreciate you guys, getting me to where I'm at, and I appreciate this, guys. I really do. What y'all thoughts on the world reset nature coming soon? Man, they always trying to reset something, right? Robert says, I like this, bro. Stay young and healthy, man. Don't stress about these fools. Oh, there is no stress. Oh, they will destroy themselves. They have no choice because the system is going to fold eventually, right? So the bottom line is, when you vote, this is what you're voting for. Period. So even if you vote and the guy you voted for does not win, or the measure you voted for does not win, guess what? You're still responsible, because when you submit that ballot, you're telling the government that you're a willing participant, and that even though you wanted this guy to win, you'll still do as you're told when the other guy wins. You participated. Yes, you voted for this. Yes, just imagine if Kamala became president. How much different do you think it would be? Frank Verderosa says he's a scammer. Who's a scammer? What am I scamming people about? Do I tell y'all to give me donations? You guys give donations willingly. All I ask for is hit the like button. All you got to do is double tap the screen, y'all. How am I a scammer? If Kamala was president, it would be the same shit. What y'all thought this was? They all committed to Israel. They're all committed to Israel. They're all committed to working for Israel, giving our money to Israel, supporting Israel no matter what they do. Y'all think Camel Toe would have done anything differently? No, it would appear to you that they're doing things differently. There'll be little things here and there that'll appear to be different, right? There probably wouldn't be tariffs, but then the economy will still be ass, right? Because she will do something else to create inflation. Just like during Joe Biden's presidency, he didn't add any new tariffs. He kept existing tariffs in place. But his actions led to runaway inflation. Some of it was due to that, and some of it was due to Donald Trump. During the pandemic, some actions that he took, and the Federal Reserve with their quantitative easing, adding, printing money. All those things contribute. Every president comes through and does something to fuck something up. They all contribute. So it's not one president did do this and one president, he came and did something different and turned it. No, they all add their little piece to fuck shit up. Iran has the largest African American study program in the world. Yeah. And you know what they also have? They want to convince y'all that Iran hates the Jews, right? Oh, they're just a Islamic state that don't like Jews, but they have the second largest Jewish population in the world. Iran has the second largest Jewish population in the world, and they also have an MP in parliament. There's an Israeli member of parliament in Iran. So when they tell you that this is about protecting the Jews, no, they don't give a fuck about the Jews. You think the Israeli government gives a fuck about the Jews? The Israeli government does not give a fuck about the Jews, just like the American government does not give a fuck about its people. They use us. Yuki, salute to you. Am I single? No, I'm married. I'm married, but I don't have a conventional marriage. That's a whole nother story. I don't have a conventional marriage. Not one that is conventional to the United States. Convos with Cam, salute to you. She says, Freedoms, congratulations on the 10K. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, and y'all drop your link, Shower. Drop your link, Convos with Cam. Make sure you guys drop your links. Black Spring with Autumn, if you in here. Marcy T, drop your link. All my moderators who have channels, go ahead, drop y'all links in the chat. Yeah, we would have been fucked either way. Boop Kovacs beep. Thank you. He drops another $2 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. I wish I could just live in the woods. I mean, you should be able to, right? We should just be able to go live in the woods. I want to live in the woods near a mountainside and a lake and mind my own fucking business. Someone says open borders. Unfortunately, open borders is not going to work because of all of the atrocities our government has committed all over the world. We have created so many enemies. It's not realistic to have open borders. It's just not realistic. As an anarchist, I believe in the freedom of travel. But the world's governments, not just ours, have put us in the position where they have created so much animosity and hate amongst other countries around the world. You simply cannot do that. It's not realistic right now. You got to get to that pace. You got to get strategically to that place. But I appreciate you, Boop, for that other super chat. Both the left and the right are committed to dragging us into this agenda. 2030. Yes. Now, it is what it is. Like, you guys have to understand that the best thing that we can do, and like I said, I want to just go mind my own fucking business. I'm being told it's not realistic for me to just go have some land somewhere, go fishing and hunting, and mind my own fucking business. I have to deal with a government. Oh, you need a government to go here and go there. No, the fuck I don't. The fuck you talking about? I can't mind my business on my own land, or I can't mind my business with a community of people of like mind and like culture and like thought that respect each other, and we don't have to run around trying to boss each other around. I got to be your boss. I got to tell you what to do. No, it's very possible. And guess what? If I'm minding my business and you come from where you at and you come fuck with me, best believe I'm going to defend my freedom by any means necessary. Because freedom is a dangerous thing. A world of freedom is a dangerous world. Just because you have freedom does not guarantee that you're going to live in a harmony and heaven is heaven and all this other. No, it's not. Freedom is not about that. Freedom is about having, shaping your own destiny and acting on your own behalf first and foremost. Because when you act on your own behalf, you are the best purveyor of your own life. Conspiracy Queen says they are Zionists here and there. Yes. And guess what, y'all? I'm a shield. PGH Big Dog, salute to you, bro. I'm a shield. I'm a shield for freedom. So I'm going to keep shilling for freedom, y'all. Yes. Somebody called me a shield yesterday. Okay, I'll be a shield for freedom. Edwin Santos says, but we need government. No, we don't. No, we don't. I don't care how you frame it. I don't care how you manipulate it and how you try to present it. You don't need government. You don't. You don't. You don't. You know there are people right now that have their own land. They hunt and fish, and they're okay. The only thing that they're involved with in regards to government is that they have to pay property taxes. They got to pay property taxes, and then you got the threat of eminent domain whenever the government gets a wild hair up their ass and decide they want to take your land for due compensation based on market value. People do it every day, y'all. People live, and I'm not talking about people on an island, indigenous people on an island that have never had contact with the outside world. I'm not talking about just them. I'm talking about people that decide to homestead, live off the land, raise their own animals, put in a garden if they so choose. There are people that live like that right now. And they don't need the government for shit. If they need to leave their land and go to the general store and buy something, buy some supplies, they can do that. They just go do it. You know what I'm saying? The government doesn't create anything, y'all. The government is a middleman. Think of the government as a middleman. It doesn't produce shit. Middlemen, you ever hear the phrase, man, we don't need that middleman. Let's get the middleman out the way. Because the middleman, he don't really do shit. He takes the money from over here and distributes it over there. Well, he didn't produce nothing to make that money. No, the guy over here. Why would I have to go through government to have any commerce or to trade and barter with other people? I don't need the government to trade a carton of eggs for a gallon of milk. Or to if I have this community over here, we have this land, we have certain shit on our land that someone down the way don't have on their land, but they got something that we need or that we could possibly use. I don't need the government to dictate trade between the two. No, you just go over there and talk to them. Hey man, you want some of this or that? Sure. What do you want in return? Well, I need some of this or that. Bada boom, bada bing, you communicate. And if they say fuck off, no, well, I ain't giving you shit. It is what it is. You move on, you go somewhere else. Having freedom from government does not guarantee success. But guess what? Being under government rule does not guarantee success either. Dual Aster says homesteading is squatting. That's retarded. That was a retarded statement. You can homestead anywhere. It's about creating a living trust legacy. Yes. Homestead legally means that land stays in your family until there's no one left. Yes. Can we fighting? Says Marcy T. Trevor Xavier says, yo, bro, are you a vet? You act like one. Stay 100. Well, yeah, I'm a vet. I'm 11 Bravo. Well, technically, we're 11 X-ray. I was 11 Mike until they combined all the different infantry MOSs to 11X. We the Sheeple says, Hua, vets against the Empire. I mean, yeah, absolutely, because you better get to know you some vets. If you don't know no vet, you better get to know some. Anyway. It is what it is, y'all. But see, if they drag us into a war with Iran, if you think the economy is bad now, if you think gas prices are out of control now, if you think the price of any good that's imported is out of control now. You ain't seen nothing yet. In the elite class, they're not going to be negatively affected economically. No, they're going to actually have economic growth. They're going to become richer, wealthier, and they're going to have more resources, especially if they succeed in eradicating Iran. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a problem for us. What's my favorite book? That's a great question. Louis says you all need to read some books. Conspiracy Queen says, read us code a while, then Black Laws, and we'll see you in about 5 years. Africa is the biggest what? And Edwin Santos. Saying that we don't need any form of government is irresponsible. How do you divide the country up between the 300 million plus people in America? Using the logic, we don't need a military force either. Well, Sir Daniel III, there's a strategic way to do so. Right? And I've broken it down before. And I actually accounted for the military force. I accounted for that. Right? Because of what our governments, the atrocities our governments have committed over the many decades and centuries. You have to do it strategically, right? You have to do it strategically. You can't just overnight government goes bye-bye. No, you have to break it down because it took them 200 years to establish what they have established. So it's going to take time to break it down as it should be. Right? One thing that you can start with, right, is you allow people to opt out of government, right? You allow people to opt out. So you start with the individual that no longer wants to participate in government rulership. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that person will no longer be under the control of the government, right? So you opt out, you give people the option. And then another thing you would have to do, the federal government would have to release all the land that they control. You know, the land that they make you get permits to go camping at, or you got to get a permission slip to go camping. Yeah, those types of places, national parks, really just belong to the people. These national parks that they control and they tell you got to have a permit to go there. No, you release it. And then the people, they go find some land where they can set up shop. But they have to get their reparations first because they have been extorted by the government since they started working, which is a crime. Yes. The government has been extorting you. It's called taxation without representation. If they take your taxes without representing you properly, then they are stealing from you. They have not been representing us properly. So guess what? They owe us reparations. Yes. And guess what that means? That means those corporations that get all those tax incentives that extract our wealth via the government, yeah, they got to give that up. Yeah, the corporations have to pay the reparations, not the people. So yes, the people that opt out, they get their reparations for all the years they were getting extorted. Then they go get some land, right? They go get some land, they set up shop, however many acres. Yes, and they build their own communities or they set their families up. Bada boom, bada bing. That's how you start. And more people, the more and more people do this, the more people open up to the idea of, well, they can be successful. So these people that go off, they opt out of government and they build their own communities or they have their own land and they can start negotiating and having treaties and trade agreements with each other without an overruling government. Yeah, you can do that. Yes. And guess what? Does it guarantee success? No, it does not. The current government is why we have the Second Amendment. Oh, Jesus. Have the Second Amendment allowing citizens to form a militia, but we need veteran supervision for training and strategic planning. No, the government didn't give us the Second Amendment to allow citizens to form militias. The Second Amendment protects the right that we already have to do that. The government didn't give us shit. No, that amendment was put in place to stop the government from preventing us from having a militia and from infringing on our right to keep and bear arms. They didn't give us shit. But yes, it's likely that you should have a veteran, veterans involved with that if you want to start your own militia, which is your right. So yeah, people start by the individual opting out of government, but the government owes us. Yeah, you got to give us our money back. Yes, and release the federal lands. It does not belong to the government. The land, the over 90% rural, unoccupied open space that we have in this country, we only occupy about 10% of the land in this country. All the rest is pretty much unoccupied. Yeah, that goes back to the people. Then you want to go further than that because some people are going to want government in their lives. Some people are just going to want a government. I need government. Some of y'all think y'all need it. More power to you. That's why it's voluntary. Well, if you want to stay your ass here and be under the control of the government, that's on you. So you stay or whatever. But if you want to take it further, you can start with decentralizing the federal government, decentralize it, give it back to the state powers. You bring all the military troops back to the United States, abandon all those goddamn foreign bases. You can't bring all the troops back and have them focus on protecting the land so that when they see that the central government is being broken down, all the enemies that we have created will not take advantage and try to fill the power vacuum that is going to be left open. Yeah, it has to be strategic. You can't just... So you bring the military back. You know what I'm saying? Get them on board. Someone asked if I'm homeless. Yes, I'm homeless. Why don't you just leave if you're not happy? Because I don't fucking want to. I don't want to leave. How about that, Bruce Thornton? What a stupid ass question. I'm getting tired of that stupid ass talking point. Oh, just leave. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. If I came into your gym and said, God promised me a membership 4,000 years ago, would you let me in for free? No. Why would I? What? Why would I do that? China doesn't start wars or fights. The U.S. does. I wouldn't say all that. I would say our government, starts more wars than China. I don't think China really has started any war in recent times. Yeah, Shawa, it is our land. Exactly. Telling people if you don't like it, just leave. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my fucking life. Fucking idiotic. I'm just be straight up with y'all. They're programmed to ignore patterns and cycles spiritually blocked. Yeah. Maybe provide federally backed loans to buy lots. No, why would... First of all, the federal government doesn't back any loan because they don't have no fucking money. Those loans they back, it's because they extract the wealth from the people. The people provide all these social programs and all this shit, unemployment, maternity leave, and whatever y'all think a social program, the government handouts, we pay for that. The government don't back shit. No. Give us our money back and we'll go and we'll take our land back. What are you talking about? Cheeto speaks on both sides of his mouth every day. If you're talking about Donald Trump, then yes, he does. Patriot X30 says, X-Hat. Respect to the warrior El Haj Malik Shabazz. No doubt. All day, every day. And that's the bottom line to it, y'all. None of y'all that voted for Trump asked for Trump to start a war in Iran or to drop bunker busters in Iran, because you can't control your government. Because see, you can't control the government. The government is designed to control you. Yeah, you might put the government in place, but you're giving it all this power because you're telling your government that I can't really think or act for myself. I want to just stay. I want to just go to work and come home and all this. I can't, you know, I need you guys to act on my behalf. I need you to control my environment. I need you to control what I can and can't do. I need you guys to tell me. So you're giving up your control over yourself to the government. And y'all think I'm just supposed to be down with that. We just supposed to rock with that. Okay. No, I don't rock with it. You just got your new Quran? That's what's up. So, it is what it is. You guys don't believe that you can control your own lives, so you give it to the government, and you want everybody else to give their control to the government. You want the government not only to control you, but to control everyone else. That's why you guys have a problem with what I'm saying. Not all of y'all did I vote for Biden. Come on, James. No, I don't vote. I don't vote, homie. Bria Miller, salute to you. She says, right, it's our money. We should be able to vote for how we want every penny to be spent on a state level. Yet you don't. You don't. You don't control where the money go. Yesy, baby, salute to you. Salute to you, Yesy, baby. Salute to you, beautiful queen. When you vote, you're giving up your written consent for the rulers to rule over you and everyone else. Yes. You don't control how your money's spent. You never will. The money they take from you is out of your control. Once they take the money, they do whatever the fuck they want. You will never be able to control that, ever. That's how the system works. The system that we have in place, that's what it's designed for. You get no say at all whatsoever. It's just the bottom line to it. Dual Zaster says that everyone just did whatever they felt like doing, there will be chaos. No, there wouldn't. Because there's chaos now with government control. With government rulership, there's chaos. Because the people that are going to do what they want to do, regardless of what, they're going to do it anyway. See, the people that are generally good people are going to be good people with or without government. And the bad people, they're going to be bad people with or without government. It's already in them. The people that do righteous things are going to do righteous things regardless. The people that do bad things are going to do bad things regardless. There will still be consequences without government rule, because if an individual, you're responsible first and foremost for your safety and security, right? So if I have my land and I have every means necessary to defend my land, and you try to come onto my land and take what's mine, I'm going to destroy your face. Your face is going to be removed from your head, and your head is likely going to be removed from your body. So guess what? There are consequences to that. Yes, people who do good things are going to generally do good things with or without government. The government does not imbue righteousness onto people. The government doesn't anoint people with goodness in their hearts. People have goodness in their hearts because they have goodness in their hearts. And people who are evil with or without government. There's already chaos in the world. What do we, like, come on, y'all can't be serious. And you will be removed from your own property. By who, Dave? Who will remove me from my property in a free world where I'm a free individual and I have land that I'm ready to defend? I'm capable of that now. I own land and a house. It's my right to defend my house by any means necessary. It's just the means that I have to use to defend my house is limited by the government. But without government rule, there is no limit. If I want to put claymore mines in the front of my house, at my property line, and activate it when I feel like somebody's trying to invade my property, I can do so. Who's going to remove me from my house? They can go ahead and try. Walaikum assalam, Rishi Rambani Putra. Walaikum assalam. Look at what Malcolm X said about Israel, my Dixie wrecked. What about him? Clever name, by the way. That's that. You're a weirdo for that, but it is what it is. See, anarchy is selfish destruction. What's destruction? What do you think about areas where a large percentage of property taxes goes toward subsidized housing and stresses essential services, forcing parents into private school for kids? Is it theft? Yes. Yes. Yes, it's theft. It's theft and extortion. Absolutely. I don't care where it goes to. If the government takes it from you by force, or if they extract it from your paycheck, or if they have the company you work for extract it from your paycheck, and I don't care what they do with it. I don't give a fuck where it goes. I don't care if it subsidizes. I don't give a fuck about none of that. It's evil. It's evil. Anyway, y'all, I got to get out of here. But thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing and all that good shit. The person who asked, when has Trump talked out of both sides of his mouth? Are you nuts? He does it all the time. Yeah, no, that's not even. But thank you guys for coming through. Thank you, Realize. Thank you. Thank you, Sunshine. Queen Sister Shower, Realize. Marcy T was in the building. Queen Marcy T. Conspiracy Queen. Anarchy Television, my brother in Anarchy. He was up in here. Thank you to everyone that came through. Thank you to the super chatters. I really appreciate that. And, you know, every day I'm gonna throw it in your face. I'm gonna throw it in your face every day. Every day. I'm gonna prove to you that your government ain't shit. And you can resist, or you can agree, or you can be somewhere in the middle. Salute to the beautiful Desiree Oliver. It's all good. It's all good, Queen. Salute to my Wi-Fi wife, Desiree Oliver. Trump said he would release the files, and then there were no files. Exactly. He's full of shit. They're all full. This is what they do. It is what it is. Property tax. Before I go, for an example, they make you pay property tax on land you own outright, or land that you already have an agreement with the bank, right? What you laughing at, Desiree? Yes, Yesy, baby. You should hate it. You should hate it, Yesy, baby. Yes, property taxes, man, that is the worst form of extortion. You own the car, you own the land, you own the house. But they're making you pay property taxes for what? See, they're making you pay for your right to just exist, to just have your own shit. They're making you pay for your right to have your own shit. Imagine that. Imagine that. Yes, Wi-Fi wife. Yes. That's the only reason you voted for him? See what I'm saying? Trump said he would go to Hillary C. Go out. Yeah, man, they full of shit, bro. Glenda Veal says criminal. Absolutely. They're all criminals. It's been that way since before you were born, Cliff Chapman. Realize says they are having meetings here in Florida to eliminate property taxes. Ron DeSantis, punk ass. I mean, they should eliminate property tax. It is what it is. Every tax should go away. It should be completely voluntary, right? Completely voluntary. If you exist within a community and your community leaders that you choose and that you hold accountable, If they want to use the community funds to do something, they have to convince the entire community. Either everyone in the community agrees or it doesn't happen. Or if there's a way for the people that agree with it to use whatever service they're paying for, and the other people don't have to participate, but they also don't have to have their money taken for it. That's how it should be, completely voluntary, not even democratic. Yeah, because certain things, like I said, everyone agrees, or if everyone agrees, okay, boom, then we can pay for that. If no one, if half the people agree and the other half people don't, then it don't happen. Either everyone has to agree or don't happen. Or like if it's a service that if half of the people want whatever they want the money for, then only those half of the people can use it, right? They'll use it, and the other half that didn't want it, they don't have to bother with it, nor do they get their money taken for it. That's how it should be. It is what it is. A judge is holding the files. Not just him. I mean, he's stopping the what they call it, the grand jury stuff from coming out. That's what they're stopping. But the Department of Justice has other files that they can release as well. See, they're all fucking keeping that shit back. Anyway, property tax is a racket. Cliff Chapman says taxes are necessary. No, they're not. The problem is we are taxed the same crap over and over again. They're not necessary. No, taxes are not necessary. Yeah, it's not necessary. But anyway, much love. Thank you guys for coming through. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out, man. Hit that like button. Make sure we get it cracking, man. We got to keep pushing this message of freedom and truth so that we can all come to an understanding, right? At least come to an understanding. See, Cliff thinks taxes are necessary, but they're really not. But he's telling you, see, he thinks taxes are necessary. He said the problem is we're taxed for the same crap over and over. Perhaps sales tax should stay, but income tax, property tax, gift taxes, and all that, why should sales tax stay? No, if we want to have government in our lives and they want to take our money, they need to tell us what they need the money for. And we approve or we don't. That's how it should be. And if you can't convince us that the money you want to take from us to use it for whatever will benefit us as the people, then you don't need it. And if we find out more and more that what you want to take our money for to perform your duties as government is not necessary, then you know what that means? That means government in and of itself is not necessary. But that's just what it is. Anyway, much love, like, share, subscribe. Let's keep marching forward toward freedom and truth. And we're going to keep this ball rolling. And it is what it is.